BrewCraic, zibba dooba dooba, BrewCraic.
Hi guys, welcome back to the first episode of BrewCraic for 2022. Today I have a guest on from Marble Brewery, Joseph Inca, and some of you might recognise Robert Hamilton from our own Lochran Brewing stores. Today we brought them on to chat about our collaboration with Marble Brewery and Crosby hops. So without further ado, I suppose we want to know how this collab came about. Rob, I think you had a lot of input at that in the early stages, so maybe you could tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so this basically all came about from being at beer festivals last summer when we could finally get out and have a pint. I used to work for Marble a long time ago and got chatting to Joe at one of the festivals. Said we should do something together at some points, and finally managed to get around to it just before Christmas.
Brilliant, yeah. You mentioned that you used to work in Marble Arch, is that right?
Yeah, well, in the brewery, the Marble Arch, the beer house in Chorlton, yeah, all of them at some point or another.
Yeah, okay, so you had those initial connections. Joe, or I think Joseph's your name. I think a lot of us refer to you as Joe. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself and Marble Brewery as well. That'd be great.
Yeah, I joined Marble at the very end of 2016, and so I came on board as the head of production to build a new brewery and really kick things off for the guys here. So the brewery's actually celebrating its 25th birthday this year in December, so I'm pretty excited about that, and it's very interesting to be part of a craft brewery with such a long heritage.
So of course we need to talk about the collaboration that we came on to chat about, and I know Rob, you were there for the brewing day. Maybe you guys could tell us a little bit about the day itself, and I suppose some of the ingredients that we used in creating the collab beer. Crosby hops, maybe the hops that they use in the process we'd love to know more about that.
Yeah, well, I think so. Me and Joe both love big West Coast IPAs, so that's basically what we wanted to do. It's pretty old school kind of beer, quite bitter. Lots of classic sea hops in there. So we've got some Cascade, some Chinook, and Columbus in from Crosby, which have worked wonderfully.
Really sort of a homage to the older sort of West Coast beers me and Rob enjoyed when we were sort of both getting into beer, and lots of discussion about that, and with a hot merch on these kind of things, lots of input and of knowledge in certain areas that I certainly didn't have before, and about how to balance stuff was really, really good. In fact, I've brought a can of it out with me.
Yeah, I suppose it's probably important to note that the collaboration took place the latter end of last year, and so the name of the beer is
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yes. Could you chat to us about the label and the beer itself and the concept behind the name?
Do you want to go first, Rob, or do you want me to go on this one?
Well, no, I guess I'll do a little bit.
Rob, you're involved in that process.
Yeah, so I think it kind of went along a Back to the Future kind of reference for me, kind of going back to Marble after all this time to go and brew a beer with them. We ran through a few things, a couple of things we thought we couldn't quite get away with calling it for various copyright reasons.
Yeah.
And then, Joe came up with the roads reference, which is obviously a classic line from the film, which, it did the trick.
Yeah, I think you've absolutely nailed it there. And obviously the label just comes from the name, the lightning that's so iconic in the films and stuff.
I think your designer's done a great job of that.
They wanted to reflect that in something that's really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful label. It definitely stands out amongst other beers. And basically that's everything I came on to want to discuss, which is today. I don't know, have you mentioned your 25th anniversary? Have you any plans or for maybe other collabs or other beers being launched? Maybe you can't disclose everything, but for 2022, I suppose, is anything in the works?
Yeah, like really exciting year coming up. We've sort of looked at revisiting some older beers that we've done before, and getting out and reaching out to ex-brewers and staff who've come through Marble to see if they're interested in coming back and doing something. And then obviously balancing that old sort of iconic stuff against more modern sort of forward thinking progressive beers. It's definitely going to be a really interesting year.
Does that mean more Dobber?
Dobber was actually brought up in a production meeting earlier today. Maybe you can swing by for that one.
Absolutely, especially on packaging day.
I'll send you a text.
And Joe, you have the beer there. I don't know if you could hold it up to the.
Yeah, I'll just give it a little top up.
Yeah, good chance to have a beer on a Wednesday. Good stuff. So yeah,
it's definitely brightening my afternoon up.
Great. Well, look, best of luck with the rest of the year. Or as we said before, hopefully myself and James and Will and anyone in Ireland will get over this year to yourselves to see what's happening on the ground and for the 25th anniversary. So congratulations.
Amazing. Yeah, see you guys soon.
Yeah. And I just want to last of all just say thanks to Crosby and Hops as well. We've had them on our BrewCraic plenty of times, and on this occasion we don't, but without themselves the collab wouldn't have been possible too. So cheers to those guys. Great.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thanks. Okay.
BrewCraic.